Well. Good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon, Ben. Good afternoon, Adam.
Good afternoon.
You've got a little friend there,
sorry.
Adam, haven't you?
Yeah, it's my friend Quazzy.
And good afternoon. Did you say golly? Oh, no, you said...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
Less than 30 seconds into the show, he's doing it.
I didn't catch what he said.
I said Quazzy.
Oh, Quasi, right, sorry.
Quasi.
Is that the guy out of... was that the guy out of Total Recall that had the extra stomach, with the chap growing out of it? Is that Quasi?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Do you remember him?
That is Kwasi Kwarteng, John. That is our current Chancellor of the Exchequer here in the United
really?
Kingdom. Yes.
Oh, right, okay. I said corrected. My mistake. I apologise if I offended anyone.
John,
Ben.
introduce the show.
Good afternoon, one and all, and welcome to this episode 127 of Chasing Dissent Live from me, the man formerly in the van and now hunkering in the bunker, and from Ben on this south coast of this once proud land that they used to call England, and they're not quite sure what it is now, and from the man in the corner.
Hi, Adam.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
You obviously you didn't do the Thursday show with us yesterday. You left me to do more work than just production. It went okay, but I'm quite happy to have you back. To be honest,
Thought it was hilarious.
Did you?
Yesterday afternoon's show.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah. Was it not hilarious?
It's always hilarious, John.
You've got me there, Ben. You've got me there, old mucker.
Definitely do, and obviously they haven't even bothered to tell me what we're talking about this afternoon. I did ask them. They went
talking. Oh, we have to talk about something.
Well, I did ask you, and you basically told me to fuck off. So
see, we like to keep you in the dark. You're our resident little mushroom.
What the fuck? A mushroom?
Yeah, fungal bloom.
Yeah, we keep you in the dark and feed you shite.
John's been working on that one for a while.
Yeah, it does appear.
That's an old joke. That's an old joke.
It does appear to be the case. Anyway,
it's probably as old as a joke that I sent to Sophie, who appears to have, who has gone a bit far in her love for the Tory party.
You mean little Miss Corcoran?
Yeah. I sent her a gif of Fonzie behind the boat just before he did something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Something to do with Happy Days.
Yeah. Do you guys not know what Fonzie did that really spelled the end of Happy Days?
What did
Fonzie
do?
Was water skiing.
No.
Fonzie water skied?
Yeah, and then he jumped the shark. That's where it comes from.
Wow.
That's where jumping the shark comes from. Happy
Sunday,
Days.
Monday, Happy Days. Tuesday,
I bet young Sophie doesn't get
Happy
that.
Days.
I bet young Sophie doesn't get that analogy.
Well, I bet young Sophie doesn't really get much in life. And do you know what? That's not a slight against Sophie. She just doesn't have any real world life experience. She did a few tweets and ended up on GB News.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to have any analytical thinking in her head. That seems to be the problem. And there is Fonzie jumping the shark.
Oh, there he is. Look, there he goes. Jumping the shark, ladies and gentlemen. Jumping the shark. No, and we're not bashing young Sophie. We're just saying you don't have much life experience. You don't have much real-world experience.
Yeah, we are. Listen, if she's quite happy to put herself out there and say that this is a wonderful budget and the government's going in the right direction, and I completely disagree with her, I think I'm pretty much bashing her because I think she's wrong.
Okay, so...
I mean, I don't think she's analysed what he's done. I don't think anything he's done has helped anyone who isn't already in a position where they don't actually need the help.
Well, I was expecting some kind of VAT cut, and that never came.
No, VAT cut's no use. VAT cut would have helped businesses and people.
Yes.
That actually spend money.
Yes.
So it would have helped the poor, and it would have helped businesses stay in business. So a VAT cut was completely off the cards. I mean, why would you even think there would be such a thing? Because that would enable businesses to stay trading, and it would enable people to stay alive. My God, you can't have that.
So, okay, John.
Mind blown.
Okay then, John. So, oh, my hair is all over the place today. Take us through it. Tell me what has happened. Let's go through it all, shall we?
No, I don't want to go through it all. Okay, we'll slip to the budget, Adam. Right, so there's not a lot happened in real terms, is there? They've cut the tax rate for people who earn more than, what was it?
40.
40,000.
No, it was 150,000, wasn't it?
Yeah. So if you earn more than 150,000, your tax rate was 45%. They've cut that to 40%. That's great if you earn more than 150,000.
Yeah.
Tell me, how many people?
Or more?
How many people are sleeping on the streets? How many people that can't afford to pay their electricity bills? How many people that can't afford to heat their homes or cook their Sunday roasts, which are on the decline because people can't afford to use the oven?
Mm-hmm.
How many of them earn more than £150,000 a year?
Not many, I would imagine.
No. Okay, so they've been helped. Contractors who were paying deemed inside IR35 now may be outside IR35 because they've scrapped or they've rolled that back.
Mm-hmm.
So the onus now goes on the contractor, not on the companies. So that may open up the contractor mark. So it may actually leave avenues open for contractors who are currently out of work to get back into work.
See, that's good.
Then again, it may
that's
not.
good in that respect. Quite.
Yes, it is. It's good in that respect. So we'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
What else have they done? What else have they done? Oh, they're not putting corporation tax up to 25%. They're keeping it 19%, which is good for small businesses.
Yes.
That generally like small businesses that haven't paid corporation tax for 2 years because of government restrictions that have stopped them from trading.
You want to just
So
point at
that's
yourself
helping
again,
them
John?
because they don't pay corporation tax anyway. So that's really helping them out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and
so-
that's
So good job. And the big companies like Amazon that are based in Ireland don't pay corporation tax here anyway, do they?
no, of course
So that's
they
really helping them out.
don't.
So far, I'm struggling to find out who it's actually helping that actually needs the help.
Well, we've got Ogham the Bold in the chat here, says growth plan for growing the number of food banks, and so far, yeah.
Yeah, well, all it's going to do is help the people that don't need help and put the poor people in the shit even more.
So they, from what I've seen, they're also kind of threatening the poor people back into work. Those on universal credit, right? They've basically said if you don't fulfill your obligations in full, we'll cut you off.
Yeah, well, you can't have poor people. You really can't have poor people. So you want to do things like cut their credit, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and you want them to be beholden to the government so that the government has their thumb over them at all times, because we don't live in a democracy. We don't live in a capitalist society, because if we did live in a capitalist society, we wouldn't be paying tax, because surely tax is an anathema to capitalism.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I like this thing he's got here. Adam's got here from the Poke, is it?
Yes,
says,
it is.
A handy flowchart to find out whether the mini budget will help you. It says,
Yes.
will the Chancellor's mini budget help me? Are you rich? Yeah, no? Then no, it will not help me. Yes, I am rich. Yes, it will help me. Now,
There you go. That's that in a nutshell.
Now, I understand from the point of view, right? Let's play a little bit devil's advocate here, because I understand from the point of view of wanting to foster growth in so much as they want companies to see this as an attractive place to grow. So lower corporation tax.
Right. So when you say companies, you have to qualify that, right?
Larger
So
companies.
they want large companies to see this as an attractive place to grow.
Yeah.
They don't want small companies,
No.
because they've obviously shown that, because they didn't cut VAT.
They didn't cut VAT, and do you know what? A VAT cut would have been the quickest route to, I think, economic growth, because people will spend more. If things cost slightly less, people will buy slightly more.
May I refer you back to my statement that I just made?
Yes.
Tax is an anathema to a capitalist society, because tax is money you are taking out of the system.
Yeah.
Right? So if I go to someone and I have to pay VAT and I've paid tax on the money I've earned. Why? Right? I earned it, not the government. They didn't do anything to earn it. Why am I giving money to them? if they want to charge me for emptying the bins, that's fine. I would pay that because they don't empty the bins as it is.
Yeah.
Right? If they want to charge me if I need the fire service, fine, I would pay that. Right?
Yeah.
But they don't. They charge you regardless of whether you need these services or not. Right?
So, Adam,
that's not capitalism.
No, Adam.
That's communism.
Take us through what you've got there, Adam.
Yes, this is a BBC article, so take it with a pinch of salt, but shall run through it anyway. Income tax cut will come earlier. It's being brought forward by a year.
Okay.
So in the spring, Rishi Sunak, when Chancellor, pledged to reduce the basic rate of income tax by 1p in the pound before the end of the Parliament in 2024. So this will now happen in April 2023.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so £170 a year reduction in tax.
Is it good? How much money does that mean if you earn 25 grand a year, Adam?
Yes, yeah. At the bottom here,
calculation, what was that? 250 quid?
It does say there, the Chancellor has pledged to abolish 45% additional rate of tax, which is paid by people who earn more than 150,000 a year in April 2023, insteed of 40% higher rate for earnings of over 50,270.
Okay.
Yes, we did. So basically, you'll save about £200.
Yeah.
Over 12 months.
And then that will be, as we were discussing earlier, that will be completely wiped out with inflation. So therefore, in real terms, for the lower earners, you're actually going to see a real terms probably tax increase. A net loss.
A net loss in your earnings and a net increase in your taxation.
Yeah. So let's move on. What's next, Adam?
We've got benefits being cut.
Yeah.
Anyone on the major benefits, such as universal credit, should expect a rise in what they receive owing to the link to inflation. However, that will not come until April. Many charities have called for that rise to come earlier.
That's okay. We'll have a whole year of rampant inflation before we increase your benefits.
You might die over the winter.
That's a net cut. Yep. Okay.
You might die over the winter, but
Yeah, just toughen up. Wear an extra jumper.
Yeah.
Right, next.
Let's have a look. How will the stamp duty change affect home buying?
Well, this is a good one. This helps people, right? Mm-hmm. So stamp duty has gone from being paid on houses over 150,000 to now not having to be paid until houses are over 250,000. So what this allows is those people who can't afford to maintain their house and have to sell it can now be snapped up by those rich people who can afford to buy it without having to pay stamp duty.
Yeah.
So if you were rich, it helps you. If you were selling your house because you can't afford to keep it, then it doesn't make any difference because you can't afford to buy a house anyway.
No. What's next?
Yeah, this is good for first-time buyers. That's probably the only people that will benefit.
Hold on. Where are these first-time buyers coming from?
Yes.
Yeah. Where are they coming from?
I mean, does this affect you in any way, Adam? You've just recently bought a home.
Yes. No. I paid stamp duty.
So you've just missed out.
I did. Yes. So it probably cost me an awful lot of money. Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that. What else have we got? National insurance will boost pay packets. What does that say?
Yep. Although announced today in advance, the reversal of an increase in national insurance loomed large in this mini budget. It will see
So the headline is misleading. It's not going to boost pay packets. What it's going to do is not take off the money it was going to take off. So it's like it's like someone's saying, okay, I didn't slap you, therefore you didn't get slapped.
Yep.
So you've benefited from not getting slapped because I didn't slap you.
Bear in mind where national insurance goes as well.
Yeah, what off it?
Well,
where does it go?
I'm surprised that they've not chosen to put up national insurance.
Oh, because of the sacred cow that's obviously going to it's continuing to struggle with the ever increasing numbers, and we'll talk about that next.
So, how much less will employees pay? Savings in the first year from reversing national insurance increase by level of annual earnings.
93 quid.
There we
if
go.
you earn 20 grand a year. Jesus Christ, what will I do with that 93 quid? Oh, I'm sorry, that'll be wiped out by inflation.
Well,
and we didn't save that 93 quid because all you're doing is giving back what you'd already just taken.
This is the
People
most.
think you zip up the back, and in most cases they're probably right, because people don't look at this and go, oh, the government's giving us money. No, the government's not. All the government is doing is taking your money in one way or another. It never gives you money. It takes money from you. If you earn money, it's taking it.
If you purchase
If you
a product,
don't earn money, it's giving you money from other people that it's taken from.
yeah, but even if you purchase a product, the government's taking your money.
Oh,
You
of course
purchase
it
fuel,
is,
the
yeah,
government's taking
yeah,
your money.
yeah.
Most,
Well, it's like someone said it earlier. It's not immoral to cut taxes, in reply to Keith Starmer, right? And the question is it immoral to extort money on the threat of violence and imprisonment?
No, taxation is
No,
fair.
no. As just take that statement without putting the government on the end of it. Is it immoral to take money off people, right, on the pain of threat of violence and imprisonment?
No, it's theft.
No. Is it immoral? It is immoral.
It is
to
immoral.
do that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
It's also illegal,
Yes.
but it's not if you're the government.
No, because they're the biggest racket around, and they've got the monopoly on violence. They've got the people with the handcuffs. They own the cells. They own. They can do these things to you. They.
I mean, and I might be on a bit of a rant here, but I think any kind of taxation is nothing but legalized theft.
I
It's
agree.
not their money.
I agree.
But here we have a bit of good news. The planned increases in the duty rates for beer, cider, wine, and spirits have been cancelled.
Oh, so there you go. I'm not going to slap you. So you're actually grateful because I didn't slap you, because I didn't put up the duty on stuff that was made by someone else that's got nothing to do with the government, but we'll take our cut because, alcohol. We'll take our cut. You can't sell alcohol without a license. You can't sell that product without us having a cut of it. You fucking government.
John's proper on one today. This is good. I like this.
And the last bit the BBC goes on to say is that grocery prices and energy bills are soaring so much that there has been a huge package of support to protect people to a degree
When?
from unmanageable gas and electricity bills, apparently.
Where's this huge package of support? It appears to me that all they are doing is giving money to the electricity companies and gas companies that are profiteering as we sit here right now. So they're taking our money and giving it to the electricity and gas companies anyway. That's not a huge package of support. That's just redistributing the money that we're giving the government as it is, or should I say not giving the government, that they are taking from us. They are thieving bastards.
And despite that help, John, median earners were expecting to see a 3% £600 fall in real income this year, according to the Institute for Fiscal Studies.
I'm surprised it's as little.
Household support will help make a recession, which the Bank of England says we may already be in, but not as deep as previously expected.
Get to fuck.
Bullshit.
We've been in recession since at least March. Get to
I
fuck.
tell you, by March we'll be in a depression.
Yeah, I'd say probably by January we'll be in a depression. We have been in a depression since March. A recession. They've just lied to you, and they're doing everything they can to inflate the economy with funny money. They've been inflating the economy with funny money for nearly 3 straight fucking years now. But let's not talk about that. No. And then, if we want to get onto it, we can get onto the golden cow, John. Do you want to talk about the NHS?
Well, let's talk about what's going on, right? Let's talk about what's going on in the world.
Yep.
Okay. So, Adam, let's go
Yes.
back to the numbers, excess deaths.
Yes, okay.
Right.
Yes.
So the excess deaths are 16. Apparently, they're 16% above average in Europe. Okay. And you can see the numbers there. Some of them are quite high, and we don't know why. Okay.
Okay.
We are baffled. Right. We are baffled.
Are we?
So, no, we are baffled. So the question is, when we look at the graphs, okay, from Euromomo, we can see there's been a big spike in the summer.
Can we see this graph?
Adam?
Yes,
Graph.
I will bring the graph up. There we
There we
go.
are.
So there's been a big spike. So if you kind of look at the numbers for, well, we don't need to look at the exact numbers, but you can see that there's been a big spike of excess deaths. Now, if you if you can work out the light blue is 2022, so it pauses round about week 37 because that's where we are, or that's where the data's up to. Now you can see this big spike right in the middle of the graph. Now if you go right to the middle of the graph, Adam, with your pointer.
Yeah.
No, go up to the top one.
That one there.
No, the top one.
The top one, yeah.
The one above that. Right, the top one, right there.
Yes.
Exactly. Come back to where you were. Come back.
Back there.
Yeah, back there. See that spike there?
Yes,
that you're looking at, right? That spike is in the middle of summer, and that's 2022. Okay,
Yep.
and we don't know what caused that. Okay, now deaths are actually dropped below the baseline, which is a dotted line. So that dotted line is where you'd expect them to be. So you can see that over the last 3 years, we have had excess deaths.
Yeah.
But we're having more excess deaths this summer than we've ever had. And the frightening thing is they're among younger people, because the graph underneath that is 0 to 14 years.
Yeah.
And look at the size of the light blue spike. It's way above anything we had before.
I've seen an explanation for this, which I don't really put stock into, right? And the explanation I saw was this, is that because we shut down our countries and we shut down our economies, right? And what these people have said is probably partially true in a sense. Less younger people died because they were doing less things like having accidents, right?
Right, okay, no, I understand what you're going to say.
I'll take that.
I understand what you're going to say, and then can you then explain to me?
I didn't tell you this was my argument.
Yeah, but can you explain to me? Can your argument explain to me why that peak is replicated in every age group?
No.
All the way to plus 85.
Well, yeah, that would be. The explanation would definitely suffice across all age groups.
People are having more accidents than they've ever had before.
Well, no, they're not. But that's the explanation that we are being told by people who don't want to say it's anything else, and we won't get into what. Well, you could press the button if you wanted, but
you know what it is.
That button, yes.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah. So
yeah.
When the good thing that appears to be happening at the moment is that the excess deaths has dropped like a stone.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Now, if things start to go back up, I think we have to be very wary about what's causing that.
Well, they will go back up because it's about to be winter, John. You know what happens in the winter. We always get a spike of deaths.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how high they go.
Well, you say
because of all the log burners, Ben, isn't it? And the extra pollution in the winter.
You say interesting, right? I don't think that it's interesting when more people than usual die. I think it's fucking sad.
I'm merely looking at it from a data perspective. I'm trying to disassociate myself with the amount of dead people.
Yeah, and there are obviously a vast amount of dead people. I myself attended a funeral, and that's not because of any of this, but that's because of a young man that took his own life. But that's something that's massively increased too, isn't it, John?
Mm-hmm.
Especially over the last 2 years, young men especially taking their own lives. In fact, suicide is the biggest killer of men under 40. And it's something that we don't talk about. It's something that we don't hold up. And it's something, having now been through that experience and with somebody who I used to love dearly, a good friend of mine, now is something that is close to my heart and dear to my heart. I think young men are being thrown under the bus, especially young white men here in the UK and in Western nations, and they are doing this sort of thing. They are killing themselves, and it's being ignored, and it's fucking sad. It really is.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Ogum the Bold says, my cousin took her life 5 weeks ago, and we're really sorry. We are. We're really sorry.
It's shocking. You know what we did forget to mention? We forgot to mention that our friend Quasi, sitting next to Adam there,
yep.
Took off the cap on bankers' bonuses.
Yes, he did. He took off the cap on bankers' bonuses. Good old Quasi. Go on, get him back up for us, Adam, so we could congratulate him. You know,
Good on you, mate.
just do your star wipe. That's all you need to do. There you go.
There
Well
you
done,
go.
Quasi.
There we go.
Well
done,
done. Oh, and they've stopped in England. They've stopped the ban on fracking as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we knew that was coming.
Good old Quasi.
Anyway, right, moving on. So let's move on. Let's segue across to the Ukraine. Okay.
Again?
Yeah.
We're going back to Ukraine.
Right. So we've got a number of things going on in Ukraine.
Yep.
So this is a map of Ukraine. See that yellow bit? That was the original Ukraine.
That's very small.
It is very small. And all those other bits get added on at various different times. And some of those bits, like the Crimea, were only added during the rule of the Soviets in 1954. So previously that had always been part of Russia.
Yes.
So anyway, these forthcoming referenda that Mr. Putin has decided to hold and will not be recognised by anyone in the West, because obviously you can't have countries holding referendums that will be recognised by anyone in the West unless Team America World Police have organised it.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, no one will recognise this, much as we don't recognise Taiwan. Or do we? Well, we do and we don't. But anyway,
America definitely do.
Well, no, they don't. See, what America does is it recognises that Taiwan is a region of China. And it then recognises there's not going to talk about it.
And
because
then
it would upset China.
And then a bunch of Democrat senators go there and show support for freedom over in Taiwan.
And then Biden says stupid things like, we would defend Taiwan, but your official line is that Taiwan is a district of China.
Yeah,
so
but
what are you defending it from?
That's not Joseph's line, because Joseph doesn't know where he is half the time, John.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
So anyway, Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine.
So what is going to happen there? Because not only is Putin intending to hold these referendums, right, which the people will vote for Russia, because these are Russian. They're really Russian. I mean, they used to call themselves New Russia.
I mean,
right?
these referenda start today, don't they?
Yeah, so the people are going to vote for Russia.
Yeah.
And then Putin's going to go, well, these people are sovereign nations and they want to be protected by Mother Russia, so we're going to protect New Russia, or whatever they call themselves. Okay? So, fine. And then Zelensky is currently trying to pass a law that will incarcerate people in those regions, and obviously this is dependent on Zelensky winning, right? But he's intending to pass a law that will incarcerate people in those regions for 5 to 10 years if they voted in the referenda.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And this guy's not a dictator, remember that, guys?
He's not a dictator.
Not a dictator!
He only banned all the opposition parties. He only disbanded the main opposition party.
Yeah, no, not a dictator.
Not a dictator.
Not a dictator.
No. Not a dictator at all. And now he's going to lock people up if they vote in the referendum. And apparently today they dropped a shell on a bus.
It wasn't today. I saw that last night. But
yeah. Within the last 24 hours.
In the Donetsk region, we obviously can't confirm that the footage we've seen is real. But
we never can.
No,
we never. But it didn't look like PS5 footage, so I'm tempted to say that it's probably more accurate than the stuff that comes out of Ukraine.
Well, it did come out of Ukraine, but what you mean by that is by coming out of the official Ukraine government.
Well,
right?
yeah, and stuff that came out of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry.
Well, at
which
the end of the day,
tends to favour PS5 footage for some reason.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who is in the right and who is in the wrong when it comes to the governments of Ukraine and Russia, because when you see that footage, let's go down the line of that footage is real, then there were just dead civilians. Civilians going about their day, just trying to get on with their life, struggling, and now they're dead. And it doesn't matter which of the two tyrannical dictatorships, and they're both tyrannical dictatorships, drop the fucking bomb, right? Why are they doing it? What does bombing a bus, what does it gain? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
exactly. And actually, in related news, Ursula von der Leyen.
Fuck her.
Would you? Anyway, Ursula von der Leyen has been honoured.
Yeah. Yeah.
With an award for keeping the peace in the region.
Yeah, look, there she is.
What the fuck?
Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Commission, awarded for her contribution to maintaining peace and stability in the region by the Gates Foundation.
So hold on a minute. So does this mean that all those protests that I went to in France, right?
Didn't happen.
Macron getting slapped in the face on his election trial.
Didn't happen.
The Germans walking through the streets, the Austrians walking through the streets,
the British walking through the streets, because we're still Europe. We may not be EU, but we're Europe.
Didn't happen.
Didn't
The Dutch farmers.
Still going on, I believe.
Yeah. But did it happen?
Aren't they blockading The Hague at the moment?
Yeah. And the police are stealing their tractors to try and open it up again, aren't they?
Yeah.
But that never happened.
No, never happened.
Because peace in the region has been maintained.
So I do love the name of the trophy and the award, goalkeepers.
Yeah.
And that trophy just looks spectacular.
And of course, peace in the region has been maintained because what's going on just to the east of them is obviously a kind of real action LARPing Hollywood style wag the dog scenario, isn't it?
Well, we do know that.
With unfortunately
real
consequences for real world casualties.
Yeah. And it's at this point in time, it's actually making me sick. And we are really starting to sound like lefty liberals, aren't we? Taxation is theft, war is criminal.
But no. Why would you consider me a lefty? Because how I started this off was taxation is an anathema to capitalism. Right?
Yes.
And if you remember what I said was, effectively, this isn't a capitalist society. This is a communist one because you're taking the wealth from people who have earned it and distributing it to people who haven't.
This is trickle-down economics.
But effectively, that's communism.
Well, it's a very communism-like, but yeah, I hear where you're coming from.
Hold on. Right, you have an all-powerful government, right, that has the capability of imprisoning you for effectively anything they like at any time, right? So, and they take your money on pain of that imprisonment, right? And they give it to people who haven't earned any money.
Yeah.
Is that not communism?
Well, no, because communism comes with other caveats, like everybody being equally poor and the government owning the means of distribution. And
yeah, aren't we in the process of doing that?
Maybe.
Well, maybe. Who's buying up? What are they doing to farmers just now? Well, they're offering them money to give up farming.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. But
to me, it seems like the long, slow march to communism is being achieved.
One would hope not, but I think you could be right.
Or dare I say it, because we really don't have a proper communism anywhere in the world. Nope. The long, slow march to tyranny.
Yeah, well, that's obvious, isn't it? Not just, I mean, look at the last 2.5 years. We don't have to elaborate on it, but your literal movements, you couldn't, it was legislated that you couldn't hug your fucking nan, right?
Yeah.
And people just ate it up. Yes, Daddy, give me more, Daddy.
You can't go out, you're on house arrest and you can't leave the house for more than an hour a day. Prisoners get treated better than that.
Thank you, Daddy. Keeping us safe, Daddy government. Oh, yeah. Everybody, let us pray. The science that kept us
Stop already. It's science.
Right, moving on. So I'm going to tackle the unfortunate incident where, I mean, unfortunate incident doesn't really cover it, where that young girl gets shot in Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so that, I mean, horrific.
9-year-old child, yeah.
Yeah, a guy
Yeah.
charges through the door and people following him shoot indiscriminately and kill the child.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a month since it happened. Apparently, it's exactly a month, right? And despite an initial reward of £100,000 and a second reward of £200,000, if another £100,000 been ordered by someone else, so there's now a £200,000 reward leading to the conviction of anyone who was involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's coming forward. Now, I ask you, who would come forward? Okay, because just put yourself in the minds of anyone who knows what's happened, and there will be people out there who do know what happened. So, these people have already proved they don't care who they kill.
Yep.
Right? If you take that £200,000, now remember, this is not government money, this is not police money, this is private individuals that have put this up. If you take that £200,000, you, your family, and your friends have all got to disappear.
Yeah.
Without government help.
Yeah.
Without police protection.
Yeah.
Right? You've all got to disappear because these people, regardless if the one or two that were involved get done for it, these people will kill you. And then think, how much money would you need before you would come forward? Now, and I think it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible, terrible thing. But let's be realistic. If you come forward and say anything, you are putting a massive target on your back.
You are, yeah.
And that's why no one has come forward, because they know they'll get killed.
Well, the only way that people could come forward is if they were guaranteed some kind of anonymity. But
yeah, like a witness protection program. But you know,
yeah, and
this is Britain. This isn't the UK. This isn't the US.
Yeah, and even though over in the USA the witness protection program isn't fantastic, is it?
It's flawed.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing, but it's flawed. Yeah.
But yeah, no, you'd need to be guaranteed some kind of anonymity, and they would have to pay to move you, right? Because what you're going to do, take that £200,000, move yourself somewhere else, and then you've not got £200,000 anymore, have you? Right? But
and you've still got people looking for you.
Yeah, and people must be absolutely terrified to come forwards. And you're absolutely right, because they've got children themselves, likely, or they've got parents, loved ones, and like you said, these people have obviously shown that they have absolutely no qualms in shooting a small child dead. So,
I mean, this isn't the same as someone who's cheated in the local cricket match or something like that.
No.
This is a different ball game. These are different people. These aren't people that go out and play cricket in the village green on a Saturday afternoon. Or
we shouldn't talk about cricket, John. Not with what's happening in Leicester.
Oh, good God, Leicester.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
so that's really all I've got to say. It's just an explanation as to why no one's come forward.
So, question is, do you think anybody ever will come forwards?
Not directly.
No, not publicly, for sure. Yeah. But it's such a sad state of affairs, and it's such a sad world that we live in, where people actually have the fortitude within them to shoot a fucking child.
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it is.
But shall we move on to our next story?
Yes. Well, let's move on. I'm just going to read out the next story, and I'm not going to really discuss it in any great depth. In fact, I'm not going to discuss it at all. I'm just going to read it out.
Okay.
So, Tennessee will become the first state in the nation, that is the United States of America, which isn't really a nation, it's a republic, to make surgical and medical gender transitions illegal for children.
Okay.
Big step for America.
I think I don't see an issue with that.
No, I don't either, but it's not something that I'm going to discuss either way, and I'm certainly not going to opinion on it.
No, not at
Right.
this time, but no, absolutely right. And you know, good for Tennessee. I hope it works well
Yeah.
for them.
So I can't remember if we covered this the other day. Macky Sall from Africa.
Don't think so.
Right. So Macky Sall, the president of the Senegal and chairman of the African Union, right, at the UN, rejected US-led efforts to pressure Africa into picking sides in global affairs. So basically, he said, "You want your fucking proxy war? Deal with it yourself.
Yeah.
We're not getting involved."
Do you know
And
what? That's exactly what we should have said.
The man's quite right, because, dare I say it, Liz Truss, if you're listening, which I very much doubt you are, Ukraine's security is nothing to do with us.
It's not. It's not anything to do with us. It's
And-
not anything
and
to
it
do with our tax money. It's not anything to do with us.
It won't make any difference to us if Ukraine stands or falls. And
Well,
for what it might if you keep continuing to prop it up using all our money.
Mhm.
Because all you're doing is extending the pain, hardship, and suffering of those poor people who
Yeah.
are involved in this.
You're not wrong, man. I don't quite understand this. We keep getting all these announcements. Oh, we're giving another 2.5 billion or whatever to Ukraine, of the money that you forcefully took from us at the threat of violence, and then you're going to hand it over. Whilst still, regardless of your, you know, band-aid budget that you've got going there, people are going to freeze to death. People are going to starve to death this winter. Here, charity begins where, John?
Charity begins at home.
Absolutely. Speaking of charities, I don't know if you saw it, but last night we did a show.
Or should I say charity begins with... No, I won't say it. You tell them what we did a show about. Carry on.
Last night we did a show about John Bow's charity, didn't we, John?
Yes, we did.
Or
Well,
lack
is that
thereof.
a charity? Yeah, I couldn't find it. Couldn't find the charity.
And we've continued to do a search, and we've continued to look through it, and still, John Bow does not, appears in legal terms, own a charity, and we still would invite John to clear this up.
Do we want to phone the number?
Ooh. I mean, I don't, but if you would like to phone the number, feel free. Have you got the number?
No, but I'm sure Radham could
I will dig it out. Hold on
pull
one
that
moment.
number for me.
You're going to put it on speaker?
Yeah,
I'll dig it out.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting. What are you going to do? You're going to ask for their registered charity number?
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. Hi, I'd just like to know, what's the registered charity number, please?
Ooh, interesting. Adam, grab up that number for us, would you?
Yep, I'm just bringing up the page. Let's go to John Bow's Just Giving page. Charity organisation for the vaccine injured.
Yep.
So let's just do a quick search for that to make sure we get the right charity.
There isn't one.
There ain't one.
There
Adam.
isn't. There isn't one.
What-
There isn't one. Oh, what a
You
surprise. Right, let's go to John Bow's page then, and we'll have a look.
Hmm.
Let's just search for John Bow,
There he
and
is.
we'll give him a call. We'll give Anne a call.
Yeah, we did. So there we go. If you
There
go
we
to
go.
that link there, yeah.
There we go. Coming soon. So that's the number.
Wait, shout it out. What is it?
02038
Yep.
220
Yep.
999.
Right, we'll leave this to John.
Thank you for calling. Please hold the line while we connect you to an operator. Note that this call may be monitored or recorded for legal purposes.
Oh, it's ringing. It's ringing out.
Can you guys hear that? Okay, yeah.
He must be on lunch, John.
Yeah, that's not getting answered, is it?
Give it another 30 seconds, John. No, I don't think it is.
Sorry, but there is nobody available to take your call at this time. Record your message at the tone, press any key or stop talking to end the recording.
Leave him a message, John. Oh, leave you.
Ah. Well,
I don't think there's anyone there, mate.
So if you try that again at some point and you want to put it up as its own video, perhaps,
Yeah.
feel free to get that done. So, but yeah, charity begins at home anyway. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Yes, let's move on. A cracker has emerged from the annals of Hunter Biden, hasn't it? And I said annals as in ANNALS, not the anals.
There's plenty coming from there, John.
Yeah.
Tell us.
So, if new footage from his laptop has emerged of him having parties at the $4,000 a day rental home in Malibu, where he entertains hookers, he slides naked down the water slide, he does blow. So yeah, Hunter's, this was in 2018, so it is older, but he's just a fantastic. I mean, he's just living the life, isn't he?
Do you know he's got exactly the same water slide that I've got in my garden?
Yeah, except yours is teeny, tiny.
And non-existent.
And it's a paddling pool. It's a paddling pool.
Oh, Hunter. Well, the thing is, when they keep releasing this stuff about Hunter, all they're doing is making the public look at it and go, that dude's a fucking chad.
Baller. He's a baller.
He's a chad. Right. There is stuff, I did see something from Chuck Callisto regarding Hunter Biden earlier on that is possibly criminal, but...
yeah. Oh, yeah. There was, actually. What was that? So, that was quite interesting.
So there was some breaking news a few hours ago, wasn't there, John?
There was indeed, because I believe I forwarded it across, didn't I?
You did, but obviously this is not confirmed at this point.
No, it's not confirmed, but it's from Chuck, so there's probably some element of something in it. So apparently Republican James Comer has received documentation purportedly showing Joe Biden, sometimes known as the president,
or the big guy,
or Sleepy Joe, or Pedo Pete,
Pedo Peter,
and his son Hunter working to sell US natural gas and drilling assets to China!
China.
So yeah. So we'll keep an eye on that story and follow it up.
So whistleblowers willing to testify allegedly. So,
yes, allegedly.
Good old China. Good old China.
China. Well, so we've got one story left.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to bring up before we introduce this last item?
I am good. This is clean sailing. This is
Okay,
good,
so-
wholesome family fun, John.
So someone posted a picture today and said they've got a team that can lock us up for basically anything they want now, and I thought, well, maybe that's not the case. Maybe this guy is part of the police's unacceptable behaviour team, because to my mind, the police appear to have been exhibiting unacceptable behaviour for the last 2 years.
Oh, absolutely. I've witnessed. And Adam's witnessed it in first-hand view.
Maybe they've just gone and done it and put themselves front and centre and said, right in front of your face, we are the unacceptable behaviour team of the police.
But then again, at the same time, if it is actually what it probably is, and about unacceptable behaviour of the public,
Who defines unacceptable behaviour?
First of all, who defines what unacceptable behaviour is? And second of all, where on earth do they get the gall to police unacceptable behaviour? Jesus Christ!
That's very odd, isn't it? We need to dig into that one a little bit further.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a fabrication. It looks real, but
It doesn't look good though, does it?
it's not good optics.
No.
In fact, there's actually one other thing I'd like to finish the show on. And that's should you wish to visit a country in the world these days, there are certain countries I'm about to read a list of that you might find difficulty getting into if, like me or some other people, you don't have certain qualifications.
Yep.
Those countries are the United States of America,
Mm-hmm.
China,
Mm-hmm.
North Korea,
Right.
Pakistan,
Yep.
Indonesia,
Yep.
Libya,
Yep.
and the Philippines.
I mean, all of them are bastions of liberal democracy, aren't they, John?
Well, yeah, they kind of are.
I mean, I'm seeing United States on the same list as China and North Korea.
And Pakistan.
Interesting time to be alive, isn't it?
Oh, it so is. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, so out of all those countries, there's only one of them that actually want to go to.
I mean, even Japan are opening up in full.
Yeah, Japan and Canada.
Canada
as you
are
know,
opening up in
Canada
full. But
dropping at the end of the month.
But the United States, where we actually want to go, will still be requiring you to have at least two. I think it's at least two.
Yeah, it's at least two. Yeah.
At least two treatments in order to enter their country, because according to the United States, this obviously still stops transmission.
Yeah, but according to their leader, it's over.
Yeah, Joe Biden's own statement, the pandemic is over. He made
Yeah.
that statement on 60 Minutes. He said it's
And
over.
then he was backed up by his Minister of Health.
Yeah, so as far as Joe Biden
Over.
is concerned, pandemic's over. So if it's over, then surely the emergency pandemic powers should be over too. And I'll
Yeah.
continue to hammer this point. Even though I'm not a US citizen, I'd like to be a US citizen, I'm not going to lie. But even though I'm not a US citizen, I can see that this is wrong. It's wrong.
It is wrong. And much like this show, it's over.
So with that, if you've enjoyed this show at all, whether you're watching live or you're watching back on recording, then please consider becoming a patron or subscribe star or a Ko-fi at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed ko-fi at .com/Chasing Dissent. My apologies. If you do that, then you can join us on a Wednesday night and a Sunday night at 9 PM live for what we call, John?
The after party,
And
where
do-
you have the delight of speaking to us one-to-one, no holds barred, no recordings, nothing for us to hold over you.
You can say what you want, we can have a laugh, it's all good. Adam's there sometimes, and his little quasi-Kwartang might be with him. You never know. You never know what Adam's going to bring.
Sometimes
actually.
we get to meet Big Papa Klaus.
Sometimes we do. We get to meet Big Papa Klaus. And Big Papa Klaus is a fun fixture when he does appear. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of an extra thing to say thank you to people who do support us.
Yep.
And
And with that,
I'm gonna.
I'd like to say we are not a charity, and we will spend the money that you send us, if you send us any.
Yeah, we will, because we need to keep the lights on in here.
Yeah. And food.
Food.
So, thank you for attending this episode 127 of Chasing Dissent Live. From us, it's good day.
Thank you.
Ciao for now.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me, and it's good night from him. Good night now. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience. Still. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system.
You forgot Uranus.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work to.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.